Hey everyone, welcome to Pop XP. And before the show starts, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell to get notifications when we go live and we upload awesome new content. And don't forget, if you can, make sure to share our stream on all your social media outlets. We appreciate it, and thanks for helping us grow the Pop XP channel. I don't know. That gets my head bobbing, Cara.
It does.
I like that. It's like that great 80s beat. Cara, how are you doing? Wait, what a minute. Wait, where are you? What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm like in the mountains of Arizona right now.
Well, looking for cacti?
Damn right. All the cacti. All the ones that look like they're flipping you off.
Exactly.
But nothing ever makes you feel worse than driving through the mountains of Arizona with all these cactuses just like, F you, F you, F you, F you, everywhere you go.
It's like...
all over.
It's a beautiful thing. But you told me something. You told me and a couple of our guests a very sad truth about the middle finger F-ing cacti.
Well, there's a couple of things. So they do not grow out in the flatlands like we see in the comics. They grow in the mountains, and they are protected. You're not allowed to cut them down. And so if you're going to build a road, then you're going to build that road and you're going to put like a little partition in there and protect that cactus. People have their roofs built around them. And so the woodpeckers will go in and they'll try to like build little houses in there, and it will slowly start killing the cactus. And then you're like, you can't get rid of it because you got this like dead cactus carcass in your yard.
Why are they protected?
Because they're endangered.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's Power Hour. That person looks familiar.
Yeah.
We got Era, Hale, Cara, Nile, two awesome humans. Thank you, sir. Well, we got a great night. We're doing a little Creator Power Hour tonight. In doing our thing, we got a couple campaigns. We got a campaign to check out. We got a couple campaigns that are going to be coming up. We've got two great guests right now backstage. Our third guest will be popping on in a little bit. Hopefully, Tucci will be popping up. His son had a little incident at a baseball game, so hopefully he'll be able to pop in. And let's bring him in. So first up, we're going to bring in our first two guests. We've got a good friend of the show. And by the way, Krysta's Cara may be going in and out. We've got Krysta Crawford. What's going on, Krysta?
Hey, Nile. Thanks for having me on again. We are enjoying this Thursday evening with some shaved ice since it's like 115 degrees outside here in Arizona.
Oh, jeez. That's hot. That is hot. And we got Fusebox in the house. What's up, brother?
What's going on, y'all?
Not too much. It's been a while since we've had you on.
I know, it has been.
Like 2 years?
I may have lost more hair since then.
Nah, you and me both, pal. You and me both. It's the stress of a good time, I guess. But so it's great. So, Cara, you there?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Your video's a little messed up, but as long as you can hear us, then we can hear you. We're good.
You cut out for a minute there, but...
Yeah. So sad news today, guys. Really sad news. A true inspiration to me. I don't know, if you guys were fans of this incredible artist, but Tim Sale passed away. It was horrible. I got a message that he was in the hospital from a buddy of mine. Knows I'm a big fan. And then today I got a phone call from another good friend of mine who kind of said it's not looking good. And then someone else I know, I can't state the names, but DM'd me and said, yeah, unfortunately he didn't make it. Horrible news. It's 2022. Let's see, what are we? We're 6 months in, and we've lost Neil Adams, George Perez, and Tim Sale, three giants in the industry. One of them, obviously, we kind of were on that journey of the decline and everything, and everyone was making sure that he went peacefully and whatnot. The other two were a bit of a surprise, a bit of a shock, I got to say. But enough of that. It's a bit depressing. I'm sorry, everyone, but I just had to do it. I'm still bummed about it. But we've got some great campaigns to talk about. One that is active, one that we're on the mailing list. So why don't Krysta, let's dive in to your campaign. Because you're back at it with your series Wolf and I, which is on currently on Kickstarter.
It is.
So let's check that out.
Oh,
Boom. You are funded, which is
We are
fantastic.
funded. We officially funded a couple of days ago, which is super exciting. This is the 4th installment in the Wolf and I series, and I can't even believe we're here. I will tell you that if you would have asked me 2-3 years ago if Wolf and I would even be on issue 1, I would not even know where to begin.
That's incredible. How long? Wait, so how long? Is it 3 years you've been working on it?
I started, I've put out the first issue of Wolf and I January of 2020. But I've been working on the story for Wolf and I for about 15 years now, but it didn't start becoming a comic until 2019.
Oh, gotcha. So tell us a little bit, like, give us the premise for anyone that's unfamiliar with this series. You've had a few campaigns. Of course. Let's talk about this.
So Wolf and I is a fantasy adventure comic that follows the life of 2 strong female lead characters who grew up being told fairy tales, but in the human world, not knowing that fantasy was more reality than they knew. And as they're going through, this change in their life where they're becoming adults, they're going to college, all of a sudden strange things start occurring. Strange creatures start coming out. They're having to run for their lives because, they're being pursued. And they have to embark on this journey of, self-discovery and learning who to trust and who the bad guys are and what's good and what's evil as they make friends who transport them to the land of Crayweth. And they find those fairy tales they were told as children were actually more reality. And they have to accept this destiny to decide who they want to be and which side they want to join. And if they want to help defend the land of Crayweth from being overtaken by the wolf shapeshifters.
So the wolves are bad guys?
Yes. Plot twist. The wolves are bad guys in Wolf and I. However, we do have characters that kind of are morally gray. And, as you go through the part of the whole journey of Wolf and I is, discovering how do you know who's good and who's bad and what makes somebody bad and, the different decisions that people come from.
Oh, very nice. Nice. And you got some variant covers here?
Yeah, so every issue of Wolf and I, except for issue 1, I've had the pleasure of working with a couple of artists to do variant covers because I think it's so unique to see your characters through another artist's perspective and their art style, but also to kind of loop in other people and, give them a chance. So I have a lot of new artists and I have a lot of more like well-known experienced artists, and everybody brings something different to the table because there's, an art style for everybody. There's a comic for everybody. There's people who want to read comics and there's people that want to collect pretty covers.
Yeah. So let's segue. We're going to mix a few discussion things in here. This is something that, Cara was bringing up to me the other day. And since we were just talking about, some variant covers and, Fusebox, feel free to join in on this. With variant covers and stuff in your campaign, you're trying to grow, you're trying to market your book and make it enticing. Do you feel that variant covers are a good thing or are they a bad thing in these campaigns?
I've seen both, and I think it really depends on what you get out of it and what you're kind of trying to put out there. I'm definitely trying to market the story of Wolf and I because I want the book to grow as a story, as a franchise. I want people to feel these main characters and, understand what they're going through and understand these side characters and really immerse themselves in the story. So for me, variant covers are very like eye candy, and it's more than anything, I like it because it gives me something to look back and say, look at all these great minds that hived in and like gave me inspiration to continue. Like, I'm putting out such a cool story and people are excited and they're excited to work on it and, bring these characters to life. Now, I will say, there's some creators that'll make a cover and they may be well known and then they never post about the campaign at all. And so, you do have to weigh in the fact of, you're paying X number of dollars to bring on an artist, and not only are you paying them to bring on a cool cover, but part of it too is just reaching a broader audience. And if they're not there to support your campaign, it kind of backfires in that perspective because while the art does sell itself, it only sells itself to a certain point with social media.
Exactly. Because Cara, what were your thoughts on that when you first saw that topic and you were watching it?
So there's a couple of things. First of all, there's the mathematic reality of variant covers. If you just have, and I have a lot of, what if you just did one cover? So first of all, how many times have we heard people either in our own lives or in posts just say, oh, I just need an artist, you know, you can just sketch some stuff out and you can just draw this for me, and it doesn't take that much of your time. Yes, it does. Yes, it freaking does.
Yeah.
Every page is like just the drawing below, just the pencils is like a day's worth of work. Then if you've got the inker, the colors, it is time consuming. It is expensive. Yep. One cover, what if I don't like that cover? Now I don't even like your book. I'm not even thinking about your book. But you got all these covers. Those covers tell a story. Like, oh, I like that cover. I'm intrigued by that. I like this artist, and this artist is working for that campaign, so I'm going to support that campaign now. You know what? This piece is just amazing and glorious, and I want to have it because it's beautiful. So there's all of those things as well. You want to give people the ample opportunity to purchase them. Why would you buy more than one book? Because it's an addiction. Because it's like, oh, I got to get that Greg Bell cover. Oh, and I got to get that Trevor Grace cover. And they become like Funko Pops. You got to have one of everything. And even as the creator, we want that.
Feed their addiction. Be the enablers.
This is, or I had somebody that mentioned to me, you know, in issue 3, I had Shelby Robertson do a homage cover to the first Spider-Man book, and I had people who were like, I don't really want to get your, your comic's not my style of comic, but they're like, I collect Spider-Man homage covers. Like, I need this comic for my collection. And so that was kind of an interesting perspective that I hadn't thought about before.
Yeah, Fusebox, what's your take on the variant covers in the campaigns versus like just one cover?
I like them to an extent. Like, I like variant covers, but I like them kind of limited. Like, instead of, I don't like seeing like, oh, here's the A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Like, it's like, just like have like one variant cover, and it's like, okay, that's cool. That's kind of my take on it. I'm kind of simplistic about it. Yeah. Because I mean, like Wolf and I was saying, like she was saying before, it's like I care more about the story than anything else. And it's like, and I totally agree that the cover really does help kind of sell that. So it's like, get one or two covers that really kind of tell the story, or at least sum up the story for the viewer.
Yeah. I mean,
it's Dr. Wolf and I, just so you know.
What is it? Dr. Wolf and I?
Yeah, it's Dr. Wolf and I. This is true. It's not this is a reality.
I think I'll tell you what though. You know what my take is on it. I'll give my 2 cents on this topic, and then we'll dive back into the campaign. I think it depends on your level of crowdfunding. You know, because I've seen a couple creators that are coming in with their first and second campaigns with literally like 16 to 18 covers, and I'm like, oh. Like, get your story out there, start to build it up. When you get to like, Cara's level where they're doing, crazy numbers on their books and stuff like that, they're offering a lot more things that just kind of go together with the package. It's cool to have a lot of different variant covers and bring in the different artists. But at the same time, you know what it is? And maybe this isn't the best judgment, but I'm like, how are you making any money at all? Like with all that, like with all these small little print runs here and there, it costs more money than, the less you print, the more it costs. And then if you're doing all these different changes and everything, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but sometimes I just look at it on the business end of it. And what I've learned, it's like, if you're starting off a campaign, you can have variant covers, but maybe bring it to like, 2 or 3. But then if you're starting to push like over 30 grand in your campaigns and you want to have like 18 covers, rock it, go for it. But I feel like some people just get like, I have to be at this level for my campaign, but you don't.
But if you don't really have the audience to back it up, you can't be at that level. Yeah. Or even those of us who have the audience with social media, and if you can't reach them, and I think too that there is a good balance between too many variant covers and not enough variant covers, unless you're at that point where you just have like 500-600 people, like you want to have enough for those people. But if you're only bringing in 50 to 100 people, even the covers that I have, I felt like we kind of capped out there. more than was anticipated for variant
well, you have
covers.
to take those risks, right? Because at the end of the I mean, we're doing these campaigns for a reason, right? Like I'm sure I'm sure you truly enjoy your day job and everything that you do. But if you hit a point where you got so big that things started developing where you had to choose, I mean,
Mhm.
you're going to have to pick a life, right? And
Yeah.
majority of the people doing the books and publishing their own books, Fusebox, I'm sure you would love to do this full time. You know, just
Yes.
create and do that. So, I mean, we
Mhm.
have to look at it as a business sense, you know, because everyone's like, oh, I love making comics. I love this. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm not in it for the money. Well, so I'm like, then get out because you are in it for the money because you want to make the
Mhm.
livelihood. You want the job not to feel like a job, but at the end of
Mhm.
the day, it's a job, right?
You still
So
need something to pay for the roof and the
yeah, right.
food
So
and
how do
yeah.
you expand though? You know, I saw one creator and I loved his book and everything. I won't say his name or anything. He did a
Mhm.
good job. He met his goals and everything, but he started his campaign first round, first campaign ever, and did it like he was a 25-year veteran in the comic book industry,
Mhm.
which was great. But I just saw
Mhm.
the struggle, you know,
Yeah.
and literally over 20 variant covers and everything. And I was like, holy smokes, you know, kudos to you for doing that. But did you make anything to make your next campaign better? You know,
Mhm.
because I feel you want to make something to cover your production for issue 2
Yeah.
or whatever you're doing, and then also be able to hopefully have a few more funds to maybe offer something different and step it, right? Step it each campaign. So for me, variant covers, I think in crowdfunding are a must. I think you have
Mhm.
to entice the collector. You have to entice people in because, you know, if Fusebox starts growing his campaign, all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna get a Dan Fraga cover I can have in here," or maybe he can even
Mhm.
afford someone. That's fucking. I just emailed Greg Capulli, said he'll do it for X amount, and all of a sudden Fusebox has an Outlaw Nights cover by Greg Capullo. And how did he get there? Because each campaign stepped up its
Mhm.
game.
Can we
So
make that
things like
happen?
hey, now you
You
make that happen, man. You make that happen. But it can't. You know what though? It can happen,
But
and it
it
does
can. I
happen.
mean, I have people on this campaign that I've been asking for a variant cover on since, the beginning of issue 1, who finally, which is why I ended up with 7, reached out and was like, "Hey, I'm ready to do a cover for you." And I was
Yeah.
like, I can't say no because I've been waiting for 2 years for a reply, and this was like stepping up the big game.
Yeah, definitely. But no, you have tasteful covers. I like the
Mhm.
stuff you have going on because you have that fantasy book, right? And
Mhm.
I like that obviously you have different levels and styles in your variant
Yeah.
cover because I see some of the artists here. You have Ryan Kincaid. You have those Ryan Kincaid lovers
Mhm.
that just
Yeah.
want every Ryan Kincaid cover they can get their hands on. You have it.
Yeah.
Then you've got the actually I don't know Greg Bow and Gwen.
He's up and coming.
Mhm.
And Gwen is the colorist. She actually did the piece for Ryan and for Greg Bow, and she's an amazing up colorist.
Yeah, no, I dig her style. I like it.
Hmm.
Everything's blended really well. It's not too flat. Very good. Keith Garvey,
Hmm.
great.
Yeah.
Love the whole sweatsuit type deal. JT Molly, tell us about JT Molly.
So JT is a good friend of mine, and this was actually a really exciting thing that I got to work with him because I'm doing a cover exchange with him. So he did a variant cover for Wolf and I, and then I'm going to be doing a variant cover for his indie comic, which is launching. I don't know the exact date it's launching, but it'll be launching on Kickstarter as well too.
Nice. And then of course Steph Wilson
Yeah,
and
classic.
Carrie Ann.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie Ann's his wife. She does all the coloring. Dutchin. Did I say that right?
Yes. Yeah. Dutch
I
Dutchin's a
almost said
local
Dutch
artist.
Dushin. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's Dutch Dutchin. He is a local artist that's here in Arizona. He actually does the flats for Wolf and I, so he kind of
Oh,
gets a
cool.
sneak peek into the story before anybody else because he's on the books.
This is a gorgeous cover. I like this one.
Yes. So this one,
Tammy
Kara's
Toomey.
husband Alfred recommended to me. She's this little teeny tiny Instagram artist that he found, but she just does such amazing works. And so he had brought her on. Did you guys bring her on for Unstable Frequencies, or was it Fire Bitch?
She did both. She did cards for us for Unstable Frequencies, and she has a cover for Fire Bitch.
Okay. And so I'm really excited to have her on this campaign, and she's already agreed to do the other main character for issue 5, which the cool thing I'm so excited about issue 5 is it's going to be an all-female artist variant covers issue.
Nice. The Trevor Grace cover's cool. Are you going to make that like glow in the dark?
Ooh, that would be really neat.
That'd be cool.
It will be offered as a metallic foil, so it'll be like super shiny.
Very cool. Nice. And you always package everything professionally.
You want it to ship like somebody's gonna grade it.
There you go. And then you got your stretch goals. You got stickers at 2,500.
Mhm.
Mermaid bookmarks at 4,000. Oh, we don't have any. Oh, we got secret stuff here about wolf sticker, wolf character card, 5x7. How do I pronounce that? I don't want to.
Crayweth.
It is Crayweth. Crayweth map upgrade to comic size and metallic. Boom. T-shirts, pins. Jeez.
And this is the first time we're offering any the comic as a digital issue. I had a lot of international, collectors who wanted to get the comic, but especially in the last couple of years, international shipping has just gotten so expensive. It's almost 4 times as much to ship one comic to Australia as the shipping. And so we finally expanded. And so I do have a digital catch-up tier as well as digital add-ons.
Nice. Enamel pins.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Cool. Awesome. Campaign looks great as always.
Thank you.
And you'll be doing your own printing?
Of course, with Hero and Villain Designs in-house. We're shipping in like August to end of August. I've had a couple of incidents. I've learned by mistake not to ship in the middle of June or July because it's 120, and I had comic books melt. The bags and boards melted to the comic books.
Holy shoot. Wow.
Yeah, that was kind of a oops. So that kind of ate the budget to like reship those back out a couple issues ago. So I have vowed to only ship when it's less than 100 degrees outside.
That's crazy.
It was one of
I've never heard of that.
You don't even think about, but yeah, I had probably close to 10 people on my first issue that I shipped out that's like sent pictures. They're like the plastic melted to the comic.
Oh, wow. Actually, I could see that, especially with like the metal covers. I assume may really heat up and melt that plastic. That's nuts.
Well, and when it's 120 and the sun's beating on your mailbox, it's metal and sitting right outside, it gets 140, 160 in there.
That's true. That's true. Well, hey, everyone, the link for Wolf and I Waves of Dissonance is live still on Kickstarter. The link is below in the description. So if you want, make sure to check it out. Back the campaign if you like it. If not, hey, do a favor for us indie creators out there and just give it a share. Share it on your Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook. If you're a fellow YouTuber and you want to give it a spotlight or even request maybe to have Krysta on as a guest, please do so. And definitely check out Wolf and I. Great story stuff. I've heard great reviews about her series. I've read the first issue. Everything was really great. And she does it all herself. So you can't knock the hard work right there. And everything else she does. Baking bread, doctor, pilot, I'm sure. Astronaut, maybe.
I haven't learned to fly yet.
She's trying to buy out Tesla right now. Just a little.
I mean, that may be true.
Awesome.
No, we've got 2, and we're waiting on the Tesla truck. I'm a big Tesla fan.
Nice. You want the Tesla truck?
I want the Tesla truck.
You know what? I liked it at first. I don't, Krysta.
Oh,
I think it's the most impractical electric truck.
I
think Ford's Lightning makes the most sense. It looks like a pickup truck.
Yeah, but you have to have that innovation. You have to think outside the box, because otherwise, I mean, think about what cars looked like 60 to like we've gone through such an evolution of things have changing, and you just have to be open and embracing to the new innovative look and style, and embrace the flying cars aspect.
I feel like really what you're trying to go for is the radar deterring angles and designs, and I feel like you're not too far from Area 51. So
I mean, we're close. We're close.
So
Cybertruck for life. No, I'm excited. I think it looks like a car from the future. I my 80s and 90s kid house here, like we're all for it. Bring me the Transformer car. I'm ready.
The Cobra Commander truck's coming. There you go. There you go. So, Mr. Fusebox, what kind of Tesla are you getting?
I gotta deal with some driving issues before I can actually think about cars.
Can I tell you something about the Tesla cars?
Sure,
So
why not?
majority of my peers own Teslas, and everyone's like, "Oh, they save you so much money," and all my peers are like, "They do not. They do not. Unless you bought out all your solar panels outright and you didn't
Which I
do any
did.
of the programs,
Which I did.
that will help you because you literally are paying your own power. And then tire changes. Most of the time, you can get 60 to 80,000 miles out of your set of tires. You're about 15 to 20. And then any certain failures in the car are very expensive to fix. But the cars are so heavy, things wear out kind of quick on them. So, and actually, my boss has one, and they're quite, he loves them, but it's great. But the people I know that have them have a lot of money to maintain them. So, as much as I love electric cars, and I think it's a great idea, it's not practical for the average person just yet. That's all I'm saying.
If I had that kind of money, I wouldn't really have to crowdfund for too much.
Chris is like, shut up now. Just buy your stupid panels and stop being a little bitch. But anyways, all right, let's get back to business. All right, so we've got Outlaw Knights. That's your video. But you've got Outlaw Knights Genesis of a Renegade Part 2.
Yep.
Which you're getting ready to launch when? Krysta,
I have not set the launch date yet because my big goal is that I want to get at least 100 people on the email list before I set the date.
Oh, fantastic. And where are you at now?
We are at about 79.
Oh, you're almost there. Well, I will get my name on the list.
Amen.
Let's do it. Everyone can see all of my email addresses. We'll do this one.
Hell yes.
I agree. I already get the Indiegogo newsletter.
It won't cost you anything. It'll just cost you your soul. That's all.
There you go. Oh, I just got another notification on my monitor that they just got my social security number. Great. All right, no, perfect. So Outlaw Knights Part 2. What is this book even about? You're on Part 2, but what's Part 1 about?
So Outlaw Knights is a futuristic space opera. It takes place in the 31st century. Humanity has begun colonizing into outer space, and it is very much history repeating itself as the nations of Earth are all at each other's throats, competing over territory and resources. And with this mass expansion has come a new golden age in piracy, as there's a lot more distance between the Earth and the colonies than there were in historical times. So with all this chaos going on, our main character is a guy named Cyrus Lawson, who is just kind of trying to be a small town hero in a very out of the way colony that's kind of got no value whatsoever called Therese. And so he's trying to stay away from all the craziness of his time. But right in the beginning of issue 1, his dream is ripped right from under him as the pirates of the ship known as Hazard invade the settlement that he's in, looking for a special piece of data that's going to lead to a very, very, very special treasure that has yet to be revealed. So without giving too much away about issue 1, push comes to shove, and our boy Cyrus is kidnapped by these pirates. And so issue 2 picks up with him kind of getting used to them. Cyrus has a very strong prejudice against piracy and against pirates in general. He's got a very black and white view of morality, and that is going to be put to the test.
Oh, very cool. How long have you been working on this series?
I would say, I first conceptualized this idea around the time the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie was in theaters. So it's been a long time.
That's a bit of time.
And, I originally conceptualized it as, a movie because I went to film school and everything. And then as time went on, I started getting more practical and more realistic. I started realizing, I don't want to save this story for, a possibility of maybe one day I'll be able to get billions of dollars to do this. and I decided to read. And when I heard about the big boom in independent crowdfunding for comics, I decided to give it a shot, reworking it as a comic script, and I found that it actually works better as a comic. So
Wow.
everything just kind of clicked into place, and I've been doing this for about 2 years now.
Oh, awesome. Well, let's well, I gotta put sound on this, huh? Well, anyways, let me go back and do this. So really quick, with issue 1 and issue 2, with this new campaign, will they be able to purchase issue 1 and issue number 2 so that they can get caught up with the story?
Absolutely. And in fact, if you get on the email list, you will have a chance to get access to a very exclusive perk. I've only got about 3 issues of issue 1 left, like that are printed up already. So I'm gonna have a very limited little buy 2 for the price of 1.
Oh, nice.
And that's only gonna be for the email backers.
Oh, very cool. Well, let's play this video you sent, and we'll check out a bit of what this series is about.
Love this art.
It's beautiful, man. I feel like if I was a cat burglar, I would be dancing into the space to this music. Very cool, dude.
Gonna get beat to it.
Interiors are sick on that book,
Yeah.
dude. I'm like getting like flashbacks of when like you were first on and we were going through issue 1. That was fantastic, man. And how was it doing that book? And like, how was the feedback and stuff you were getting back after fulfillment?
It went pretty well. It was just that we had an issue in the middle of production. It was crazy, where that artist who did that gorgeous interior work, he just up and vanished.
Oh no!
When we were halfway done, and it wasn't like he ghosted me or anything. It was that he just vanished from everybody. Like he hasn't touched his social media since. So we have no way. I have no idea.
Where's he from? Was he from the U.S. or was he out of the U.S.?
Yeah, he was from California.
Really? Oh, he's probably dead. Yeah.
We have no idea. And so I ended up having to scramble. And you may have heard, Simon Potier?
Yeah, I know Simon.
Yeah, he stepped up and finished the book for us. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, Simon does great art. He's got his book looked awesome. He had his book going. I don't know if it's still ongoing. I think it might be in demand.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a great artist. That was a good person to get in to finish the book. Now, is he working on this book, or do you have a different artist?
Not this one. For this book, I have an artist named Jay Krager working on it. And you clicked on his. I gave you his cover earlier on.
Yes.
The cover I sent you with the electricity and all that, that's Jay Krager.
Oh, awesome. So that's the one that's on the promo for this episode.
Yep.
Very cool, man. Very cool. So the goal is 100 people on the mailing list, and then you're going to get your launch date. At least.
Yep.
How long has this mailing list been up, Fusebox?
I want to say about 3 months.
What? You got to launch the freaking campaign.
I've been trying.
I just gotta launch it. Come on, we'll do it right now. How do we do this? What do we do?
I gotta get I'm using the email signups as kind of a barometer because you know how crowdfunding can be very it's hard to predict. It's hard to tell. It's very hit or miss. So it's I felt like 100 was kind of a good benchmark.
75 isn't bad.
Oh, I agree. I just, in order, basically, the funds from the campaign are going to fund the artwork itself. So
yeah,
I got to get about 6,500. So in order to fit that kind of a tall order, I feel like I got to get as many people as possible.
You got to start jumping on a lot of streams, man.
I've been trying, you know.
That's it. Well, hopefully everyone out there watching this live, maybe watching this recorded, please help and get this list to over 100 emailers. All right, but that means you got to back the book. If you sign up,
how many backers did you have for issue 1? Did you do that on Indiegogo as well too?
Yeah, and we ended up having about 158, I believe.
That's good.
That's awesome. That's really good.
Well, you know, it wasn't just me though. It's like the online comics community. It's everybody's helped me out.
We all rise together. That's the nice thing. This community is so, supportive, and for the most part, everybody's knows that there's a comic for everybody and a genre for everybody, and it doesn't take anything more than a few seconds, to share somebody else's campaign out and help, fuel another generation of comic readers.
It kind of it's funny, I'll be scrolling through, you're just kind of mindlessly going through that rabbit hole, and sometimes I'll pass people's campaigns and I'm I'll go a few more and then I feel real guilty and then I back up and I'm share, and it's because I actually, it's funny though, because recently someone said that someone was talking bad about me because I'm so cool in person, but I'm not I'm kind of cold online. And I'm like, what? I'm like, how is that possible?
Are they talking about the same person?
I have no clue. I'm constantly promoting campaigns, but I can't do it 24/7. I'll give a little bit of love here. As my outlet grows and my podium grows, that spreads me more thin. It does. So I try to do where I can. And, that's the point of having crowdfunding comics where, if we want to focus on maybe 2 larger creators that have a different footprint, that have, a good amount of time to talk. That's also why we do the Creator Power Hour, where we get newer creators in, or just because we don't have time and we're like, all right, we want to get these people's books out there as best we can. We'll do the Power Hour where we can have as many creators on as we want for whatever our time limit is. But it's holy smokes. I'm I share campaigns. I have people on. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry if you feel that way, but oh man, that's craziness.
I think it's just this, a lot of times, when you have trouble, when you have trouble getting the numbers that you wanted or that you were expecting, it's you start to feel a little bitter and you start
to get stressed out. Yeah.
Yeah. It's you kind of, you throw it
I
out
get it. I don't
directions.
take it personally. So when I heard the news, I made an effort to just try to push a little bit more, just to say, hey, you didn't say it to me, but I heard it and I'm going to do something. Just a little extra. Little icing on the cake that already has icing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I hope it helped. Who knows? You never know. Whenever you share things, you're always hoping at least 1 or 2 people help. And that's what it's about. It really is.
Either see it or share themselves.
Exactly. Or have anyone else share,
Yeah. I think that's the hardest thing is getting the word out. You have this great idea and this great story, and I can't tell you how, now on issue 4, I still have people that reach out and they're like, I didn't know you had issue 4 live on Kickstarter. And I'm like, I post every day on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, and I sent 1 billion emails out, and I posted to the old campaigns, and I sent personal messages out to anybody who backed previous campaigns. And I'm like, and other people shared it. I've been on live shows, and how have you not seen it?
There's definitely something, but we got our third guest on tonight. Sean Forney is backstage. We're gonna pop him on. Sean, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
Great. Long time no see. This guy was in our first batch of guests back in 2019, awesome. I think.
Yeah.
Damn, holy smokes, it's been a long time. But glad to have you on. Talk about what you have coming up, because you have a great series of your own. But while we were on a topic, I kind of want to touch on this a little bit, because I was thinking about this. Krysta and Cara, we've talked about this many times, is the social media promoting and just you're digging in, right? And digging in, and you look at the numbers, and sometimes they don't make sense. They make no sense at all. You have hundreds, tens of thousands of backers or followers and stuff like that. And it's 100. It's what? How
Or
does
you'll
that
make a
even work?
post and 2 people will see it or comment or like on it.
But then you show like a little meme with like a chipmunk putting 12 nuts in its mouth, and like 9,700 people are like, "Oh my god, it's so funny!"
Yeah.
And then like right after that, like, "Hey, new show this week," and it's like 7 people are like, "Rock on!" Like, what? Let me put some
They
nuts in
don't
my
So
mouth and see
frustrating.
if I get
They know
viewers.
that if they show anyone your post, that someone might see the link and click on it and leave Facebook or leave Twitter, and they don't want that. They want everybody to stay there. That's why it's such a big hit for them, because it's like picture, picture, picture. Same thing with TikTok.
No
they
link.
don't want you leading people away from their platform.
Unless you pay.
Even when you
Unless
pay.
you pay.
No, even if you pay.
They won't let me pay.
Well, they just don't like you.
That's
What is
weird.
going
I
on
get
with that?
taken down for everything. You've got to like mix it up. If you put text on your image, yeah, and you can Google it. You can look it up. They actually have a grid system that they never show you. You have to like dig it out from people who figured it out, and it shows you like all of the blocks. So if your logo or your text goes into like 2 lines or 3 lines of grid, then it's considered taking up too much of the image, and they don't want to show it to anybody. You can't have more than 20% of your image covered by text.
Where's this grid located?
Yeah.
I found a website. I had to Google it, and I had to like search for it. So they don't like text on the image. They don't like, they'll ban you if you use too many bit.lys or tiny URLs. They know Kickstarter, they know the short links, they know Indiegogo. So people are doing the link and comments. Now they look for the words link and comment. I mean, they really just grind you, and they're like, nope.
It's crazy. I was even actually, me and Billy were just talking about this morning. We're both just kind of like looking at the channel and looking at numbers, and we're like, how does this doesn't make sense. Like we've literally had, like I literally just posted an interview with Chris Claremont, like a really intense, like amazing interview with Chris Claremont, and it's like 200 and something views. It's like, it doesn't even, like, it's not, and I'm not even knocking subscribers or anything. I'm knocking like the system. Like how are you not pushing a very well-known name? And if people want to throw politics into it, he's on the favorable end of the current politics. Like, why is this video not being pushed? And it's really weird. It is so weird. And like, I'm like, you like battle with that in your head of like, how do you play with this system? And I've had people kind of argue with me like about like algorithms and stuff, but I'm like, I don't know like if there's truly a science that we can like, it's like you can figure it out, but we're gonna make sure these 2 bits of the ingredients you will never find. You know,
you have to mix it up. You have to use the right hashtags. If you pay for a post, you want to definitely hit demographics, and sometimes it's better to actually break them up. So if you're going to do an ad, like a paid ad, instead of it just being, here's my story, anyone can see it, okay? Because then you're going to get people that aren't interested. So you want to go in and be like, okay, here's my story. So let's use Krysta's for an example. Krysta is going to do an ad tailored to women in the ages of 17 to 55. Okay, and then she's going to go in and she's going to find people who are fans of Twilight, who are fans of Stephanie Myers, who are fans of Narnia, Harry Potter, and who have interests in those things, as well as possibly interest in comic books, and have liked certain pages that are allowed to be listed in this demographic form. And she's going to pick an image that is going to be appealing to that group of people. But then she's going to create another ad that is catering to comic book collectors. Yeah. And that's where she's going to push something more like a variant from a more upscale artist who has a little bit of comic book collector credentials. And she's not going to talk about the story. She's going to talk about the cover. So, and you're going to send that to people who back certain campaigns, who follow crowdfunding, who follow these things. So you can create multiple ads and tailor them to your audience. Don't just send out money to anywhere.
I don't know. I still think there's more to it, because I'm a huge fan of Tasting History on YouTube. 1.2, he's almost up to 1.3 million. When we had him on, he was 1.2 subscribers. He's one of like YouTube's growing stars. They favor him. I just, out of my own selfish, not many of my viewers are going to probably like, you know, a cooking show about history, but it's fun. I like that stuff. Selfishly, I had him on as a guest because I wanted to talk to him, you know. But at the same token, I'm like looking at someone of that caliber on YouTube, nothing. That's crazy. It's like there's got to be like a shadow ban system or something. There's some keywords that have to be tied to something that they're not letting it expand out to have, you know, but everyone denies it, right? But I'm going to go down a rabbit hole with this, and we have Sean on, and
Sean's waiting patiently. Like,
Sean is waiting patiently. That is probably true, Dracos.
Yeah, you Cara, and I could probably talk about this for hours.
We could
probably get a good boost. Live streams are hard to be.
Well, are you doing shorts?
What's that?
Yeah.
Are you making shorts?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, fuck that.
So after your show is done, go into your video and hit create a short, and it'll do about like a 15-second video to 30-second.
I'm not doing it with this one because I whine too much and I never whine. But Sean, man, you have a great series, which now you kind of have like your Notify Me launch page up right now.
Yes.
Boom, right there. So we've got Scarlet Huntress, the fifth issue.
Yes.
So very cool, man.
This is gonna wrap up the storyline that we've been working on since we came up with the character back in 2003. So finally made it to that point.
Yeah, you did. Very cool, dude. So when are you guys actually launching this?
July 6th.
Oh, perfect.
So
this is the end. This is the end of the story arc.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap up the story arc. We kind of planned everything to coincide with 3 conventions that I'm doing. So we'll launch it. I think that's a Wednesday night. I take off Friday. I'll be at Garden State Comic Fest Saturday,
cool.
Sunday.
Nice.
Got a couple weeks off, and then I'll be at Gem City Comic Con, and then like another week or so off, and I'll be at C2E2. So we're gonna end the campaign. I think either the Sunday or the Monday around C2E2, so that we can hopefully hit people in person as well as doing all the online stuff like you guys just talked about, where it's we could try to get a reach out there, but they strangle it as much as possible.
Yeah, no, very cool, man. What I did though is just because you obviously don't have the live campaign up yet, I just went to the anthology campaign just so they could see kind of some images of the book, of the character. Kind of now, is the same team working on everything?
Yeah, it's basically just my wife and I. She writes it. I do basically all the illustration work for it. I'll probably bring in a friend here or there to help out with some stuff. Mm-hmm. I know we'll have 1 or 2 packages where we'll have some friends that will be offering up sketches and whatnot. But other than that, yeah, it's basically the 2 of us. She's taken on the brunt of putting together all the stuff for the campaign, setting up all the ins and outs of the Kickstarter stuff.
Oh, very cool, man. So the gorgeous interiors we're seeing here, we should expect those again.
That's what I'm shooting for.
That's the right answer. There you go. Cool, man. It's such a. Tell everyone about it. Like tell them about this story. What it's what you've built up in the past 4 issues, just briefly, for those that aren't familiar with this, that are going to be clicking that link to sign up to get notified for issue 5.
So Scarlet Huntress is a modern day descendant of Little Red Riding Hood, hunting werewolves and seeking revenge for her mother's death. She comes from a long lineage of everybody that's been passed down since Red Riding Hood. They hunt werewolves. So the best way I can think to compare it is like the Phantom, where the title of the Phantom was always passed down from generation to generation. Mm-hmm. Kind of the same idea where the Huntress is passed down each generation, but in this particular iteration, she was high school, college, whatever, decided to run away from home, go discover herself, all this, and had no idea about the family lineage of everybody that had come before her. And her mother's murdered. She comes home, finds out all the family stuff, picks up the cloak and starts hunting werewolves, trying to figure out who killed her mother, what happened. And we did a little, I'll call it a spin-off. We did her journal last 2 years ago as our Kickstarter. And it's basically all the other creatures she comes across, all the different cryptids and whatnot, which you got there on screen. So that is everything from her perspective. We did 84 pages of story and art of everything you can think of, from Bigfoot to Mothman to
That's so
fairies
cool.
to mermaids, and just had fun with it.
It's like her journal, right? Like what she logged.
Yeah. So everything's her point of view. Everything is taken, from her in that situation is what she came across, and all the artwork is basically like either her take on what she saw or like eyewitness accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of thinking of the old what was that, like weekly World News, where showed up, that kind of thing. And it was just something to have fun with, to go along with everything we've done, with the book that we haven't had a chance to actually put in the stories yet.
Yeah.
Gave us a chance to kind of stretch out a little bit and do some other things.
Now, with all the back issues that you have, and even this book right here, are these still available? Can people purchase these?
Yes, we've got them up on our store. We just did new printing, so I did brand new covers for issues 1 through 4. And they're all going to be available in the campaign as well. So if you missed previous issues, or if this is your first time diving in, we're going to have packages where you can get 1 through 4, the journal, get all of that stuff. It'll be available both physical copies and digital copies.
Okay. Now, where's your store? Where could they go to check that out?
If you go to my website, which is just SeanForney.com, there is a link at the top that'll say store. You can head over there, and I do believe we got to make it active again because we had sold out briefly, which is why we did the new printings. So we just got back from a con and have dove into stuff head first, so we are currently updating everything as we go. But yeah, anybody who wants to pick up stuff in advance, they can order from the store, or just shoot me a message on social media. As my name is on screen there, all my social media stuff is at Sean Forney Art. Got me a message and say, hey, I want issue 1 or issue 2 or whatever, and we can get it happening.
All this stuff. What else are you working on, dude?
You name it, and I think I'm working on it right now.
Dick Tracy.
Okay, I haven't done that. But, I've been doing a ton of stuff with Murat Michaels, which I have been for the last all the Do You Poo, All Out Poo, Hardly Thin, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I've got, I think at the moment, like 3 or 4 different covers for all the poo stuff with various different shops and whatnot that want to do variants and stuff. Also doing I was just asked to do a Daphne and Velma cover, so that's eventually going to be a cosplay cover of sorts. They're just going to pick the book, so had some fun playing around with that. The stuff you just showed on screen, the Power Ninja Tunes, and that's one of the All Out Poo pages.
Dead Poo?
All sorts of stuff I worked on with that.
That's cool, man. I didn't know you did the interiors for some of this stuff. That's awesome. I saw credits for some coloring and some things like that. I didn't know that you actually did some of the interiors. That's great.
Thank you. Yeah, was that last? I think it was last year. Yeah, Murat came to me. He's like, "Hey, I'm going to do a new poo book. You want to do the interior art?" And we made it happen very quickly because we did a short little mini signing tour during the whole pandemic thing, and we made it very successful, which I was very happy with.
Yeah. No. And do you do all your work digitally?
It's usually like I'll say a 60-40 split. Like I'll start digital, like on the iPad, roughing stuff out. I will either take that and pencil it or ink it, depending on how far I got it digitally.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do pretty much all the color work digitally. Just kind of depends on the situation, what I'm doing, and whatever strikes my fancy at that time.
Nice. What's up, Pops? Very cool, dude. Yeah, I like it. I actually, started doing like my roughs digitally, and then printing them out on the 11 by 17 to do the pencils.
Yep.
And even the inking, and then scanning it back in, and then messing with the flats and everything.
Yeah, that's how I approach most of the stuff. Is exactly what you described there.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I've been able to skip actually having a pencil. I'll just do all the pencils digitally and just go straight to ink on the board. I've tried it out on the last couple of covers I worked on over the last week or so of doing my pencils, and I'm digitally inking in Clip Studio.
So you're doing it on your iPad?
iPad and on the Cintiq.
Yeah. You know what's funny is like I've got that big ass Wacom Cintiq over there, and ever since the iPad Pro came out, and even the Surface Pro, it's like I let my kids play with that thing because it's crazy because it's a very expensive piece of equipment. But there's just I don't know that you can just do it all on the freaking iPad Pro.
Yeah, it feels a bit more natural.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of like just sitting there with like your sketchbook, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, and you can just draw on it and do whatever. And actually, I do find I like the paper feel screen protector because it does give you that. You kind of feel like that lead going across as close as possible. Otherwise, it glides. It's very, you know, you almost feel like your precision's a little off. So I noticed like before I did that, I would zoom in a little more just because I felt like I was getting the lines tighter and then keep zooming in, zooming out, zooming in, zooming out. But definitely an incredible. You could make a whole comic book on an iPad Pro.
Oh yeah,
it's incredible.
The technology is just amazing.
Yeah, unbelievable. Hey, look, we're right there, right on your page.
Yep.
You see that? Very cool. So I'm gonna put a link. I didn't put a link to your website. I'm gonna add that into the description of the show. So if anybody wants to head on over, I did put the link in the chat for anyone that wants to dive in and check out the store, the website, see what Sean's up to. He's got a lot of stuff going on. And this campaign for Scarlet Huntress will be going live July 6th.
Yep.
July 6th. So you should definitely come back on. And then, you know, we can actually dive into the previews and everything. The 6X. So actually, I'm probably going to be doing this show on the 7th. If you want to jump on, we could probably do that if you're available.
That one, unfortunately, I won't be available. I'm going to go.
Whatever. Whatever. I don't want you to come on.
Yeah. I'm going to go see 4 before I take off for New Jersey.
Oh, there you go. There you go. But what else? Anything else going on crowdfunding wise? Are you working on any other books for anyone else that's going to be coming out or is currently out right now funding?
The only thing I can think of off the top of my head is my buddy Rodney Fike, who I do the live stream with on Thursdays and Fridays. Mm-hmm. They're doing the 3rd issue of their book, Roadkill Rampage. They're going to launch, I think, 2 weeks after us. And
that one's awesome.
I did a variant cover for the book. Sorry. I felt like I interrupted there, but
no, you're good.
So I did a variant cover for that, and we're trying to come up with something as a crossover. Like if you back our book and back their book, you get some extra bonus goodies. So we were talking about that tonight when we did our live stream. So
that's cool, man. I like when you do the cross promotion stuff. Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. That's cool. Well, yeah. So everyone, the email list link is in the description below. Sign up. This way you know when Scarlet Huntress 5 hits. And if you're interested, I'm going to add the web address for SeanForney.com, and you can actually check out the store and all of his other works to see what he's doing. And on top of that, you've got Krysta's link, you got Fusebox's link. Link away, people. Link away. Excuse me. But great show tonight. Thank you everyone for hanging out, talking about your campaigns, your books. Fusebox and Sean, once you guys go live, obviously come back, and then we'll dive really deep into your campaigns and, you know, talk about what you have, show off some art, and do that stuff, and hopefully get you guys some more backers once those campaigns are live. Krysta, you have anything else before we head out?
No, we're doing great. We got 2 weeks left. I'm really excited to bring the magic alive once again in another issue.
Awesome. Fusebox, anything before we head out?
Yeah, I host a YouTube channel that I called Fusebox Engaged, and I would be happy to have anybody on this panel come on sometime. And if you want to promote your projects, I'm totally down for that. And I'm doing my first edited video of 2022 is premiering tomorrow night. So
awesome!
That's exciting.
If you don't mind me asking, what's it on? What's it about?
It is a review of Blade Devil: Ghosts of the Past.
Nice. Sean, anything else you got going on? Anything else you want to mention? Where they can follow you?
All my social media is at Sean Forney Art. I think I'm on every one of them. We just signed up to do the Whatnot stuff. So
nice.
Hopefully going to do another live sale here soon. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for doing this. And yeah, I'll definitely hit you up once we're live and join you again.
Awesome. And Daniel Russell, it's okay. It's gonna, like just play apparently everything because we're ending. But no, dude, we got some great stuff. We checked out Krysta's campaign. We checked out Fusebox. We checked out Sean Forney's. We had Cara Nicole joining us from the road. She's on a 4-week tour. They literally took off this. I was about to say this morning, but I think just a couple hours ago before we went live.
Yeah, I was like, they stopped by, grabbed stuff from me, and then took off.
Yeah, she hung on as much as she could, but it looked like the signal was going out. And Billy wasn't able to join us. His son, unfortunately, in baseball, got hit by the ball somewhere, and now they're getting x-rays. But hey, guys, everyone, thanks so much for joining us. Next week, we have a big week next week, okay? We're starting off the week Tuesday. I have my Death Dealer special with my good friend Sarah Frazetta, and a little special guest, Bill Sienkiewicz, will be joining, as well as Mitch Iverson. And we're going to be talking about Frank Frazetta's Death Dealer, issues 1 and 2. This will also be our first giveaway episode. There will be a hashtag in the chat. You guys put in the hashtag, which I will reveal starting in tomorrow's campaigns to advertise this, and you will be getting the first and second copy, issue 1 and issue 2 of the new Death Dealer series. And I will be giving away a first print edition of issue 1 because they're already on the 4th print. So I do have one extra that I'm going to be giving away, and I think that should be pretty cool. And we're going to be recording an interview with Marv Wolfman on Wednesday, and we're going to be going live with Roy Thomas on Friday, and that will be our second giveaway show, where Roy is going to give you one of his exclusive prints that he will sign for the winner live. And we want to bring the winner on that show to actually come on and talk to Roy for 5 or 10 minutes. And if you want a custom autograph, you can come on and chat with him. So hopefully all this giveaway stuff works and everything will run smoothly. But we got some cool stuff next week, so keep an eye out for the ads. I may or may not be doing a crowdfunding show. It's all going to be pending on time next week if we can pull it off. So everyone, thanks again. Krysta, Fusebox, Sean, thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, have a safe night. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you all Tuesday for our Death Dealer special. Have a good one, everyone. Night.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on Pop XP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the Pop XP and over on Instagram at the Pop XP. Thanks again everyone, and we'll see you soon.